if the Padres sacrificed one of their loved ones or if they just have unlimited money because of a cheat code that they use, but regardless, they just gave a 6-year extension to Darvish worth $108 million. We're going to talk about it in a second because how do they have so much money? We also have to break down the fact that JD Martinez kind of called out the Red Sox that the future did not look bright, whereas with the Dodgers, yeah, it was about winning. He basically pulled a Jacob deGrom saying, I went to Texas to win a World Series. Kind of called out the Mets in the process, so we'll get into it. First and foremost, I'm going to spend about 30 seconds on this small trade. So Will Benson is going to the Reds in exchange for Justin Boyd. Will Benson, if you guys are a Reds fan, just look at this graph right here. He is very good at not chasing, but one thing that I noticed when I was watching him when he played for the Guardians last year, you see this stat right here? This is like swing percentage or something. He almost never swings, so yeah, he doesn't chase, but then again, he just doesn't swing in general. The exit velo is great. He's a fantastic athlete. And Justin Boyd is going to the Guardians. The Guardians, their mantra is we really want guys that have high contact and speed. His final year in college, he hit 373 with 24 stolen bases, so he fits the mold in the Cleveland system. Just Cleveland, they don't care about power. They want speed and they want contact. I know that trade seemed kind of random, but not gonna lie, we haven't talked about the Reds once this entire offseason, so I wanted to give Reds fans something to look forward to. Will Benson, I feel like he's gonna be pretty good. Again, I don't know what the Padres have done in the last few years to just unlock unlimited money, but they have given another extension to one of their starting pitchers. 6 years, $108 million to Darvish. If you do the math, that is $18 million a year. And over the last few seasons, Darvish, he was an all-star in 2021, but he had a 4.22 ERA. Last year, it dropped to 3.1, and he had a 3.31 FIP. Darvish, I'm not gonna lie, he seems like he can pitch forever. The way that he takes care of his body in the offseason, he's 6'5", 220, so we know that he's in great shape as well. I really feel like Darvish is going to be a staple for the Padres for the next half decade, and honestly, I feel like the Padres are going to make a run this year. I say that because Darvish, Joe Musgrove, Blake Snell, that's a pretty solid rotation if you ask me. And then we have the bullpen with Josh Hader. I feel like Tim Hill is very underrated just as a left-handed specialist, and then how can we forget Fernando Tatis Jr.? He's coming back. So it just makes me think if Darvish can get $108 million at 36 years old, the Padres were trying to sign Judge until he was 41, 42. They gave Xander Bogaerts a contract until he's 41. I have zero doubts in my mind that the Padres are going to open up the checkbook and leave a blank check for both Manny Machado, who can opt out of his contract after this season, and then Juan Soto, he's a free agent after 2020. I have no doubts in the world that the Padres are just madmen. They do not care about spending money. They could very well retain Juan Soto and Manny Machado while at the same time extending Darvish. And they still have some pretty good prospects, so the Padres, they're going to be really good this year. I mean, aside from Xander Bogaerts and now extending Darvish, they brought in Matt Carpenter, they brought in Nelson Cruz. Again, Fernando Tatis Jr. is going to be joining the mix and he's healthy. Watch out for the Padres, but then again, that's kind of common sense. All right, so JD Martinez gave us this little tidbit right here, and I'm not sure if I'm overreacting or it's just a really boring offseason and I'm kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel, but it seems like JD Martinez opened up a little bit too much about the Red Sox because he said, I wanted to be on a team that is going to be in the running, that is going to be right there come October. So October means the playoffs and the World Series. Do the Dodgers have a better chance? Yes. But is he throwing the Red Sox under the bus? Maybe. Now, I'm going to play this clip from Jacob deGrom because I feel like JD Martinez and Jacob deGrom, they were trying to say the exact same thing, not trying to throw their other team under the bus, but they kind of did.
Going through the process, you set up meetings with teams, and whenever I found out the Rangers were one of those teams, I was really excited. And then getting on a call with CY and Boch, hearing the vision of what the Rangers want to do, and ultimately getting to meet Ray and the vision here and bringing a World Series here. That's the goal, winning a World Series, and these guys all had that same vision, and it lined up with what I wanted to do. So, it was they showed a ton of interest right in the start, and the feelings were mutual, and just very happy to be here.
Right.
Now, take this with a grain of salt because so much has happened behind the scenes. The Dodgers have extended Miguel Rojas, so I don't think that he's going to be a bench bat. But according to Fangraphs, this is the projected lineup. You have JD Martinez at the 5 spot. I feel like Will Smith is a very underrated player. Freddie Freeman, MVP type player. Mookie Betts, another MVP player. Yes, they lost out on Trey Turner, but they still have a pretty good rotation of Kershaw, Julio Urias. I know that the stuff happened off the field, so I feel like that's the #1 reason why people don't talk about him, and that's why he's become underrated. But Tony Gonsolin, underrated. They picked up Noah Syndergaard. Dustin May is going to come back healthy. I feel like they can do wonders with Noah Syndergaard. They seem to fix everyone. They have Evan Phillips. They added Daniel Hudson in the offseason. I just feel like the Dodgers are set up for a playoff run. So then when you compare them side by side, I'm happy that the Red Sox gave Rafael Devers an extension, and then also they signed guys like Chris Martin and Kenley Jansen. So I would give the Red Sox probably a C+ to B- offseason, considering they got the deal with Devers done. They picked up guys like Justin Turner, Adam Duvall, Adalberto Mondesi, because Trevor Story is going to be missing a chunk of time. They gave a good amount of money to Masataka Yoshida, but Yoshida right now is projected to be the batting champion in 2023 by a lot of different articles. So I feel like the Red Sox are getting underrated and slept on as well, but then again, that's because their rotation, I mean, it's Chris Sale who can't stay healthy, Corey Kluber, Nick Pivetta, James Paxton can't stay healthy. I mean, this is just not going to cut it. That's why they're projected to be a 4th or 5th place team. So is there a difference between what JD Martinez said about leaving the Red Sox for the Dodgers and then what Jacob deGrom said about leaving the Mets for Texas? Yeah, big difference. So to end today's recap, I want to show you guys these graphics from MLB. These are the top 100 players. We'll probably react to the full thing once it's out, but here's 100 to 91. I feel like Nestor Cortez is a little too low, and I know that Jazz Chisholm Jr. was injured last year, but I feel like he has top 50 potential. Also, I don't know about Adolis Garcia at 99. I feel like he's getting slept on, but yeah, you guys have to react to this in the comments. And then 90 to 81, I mean, Dalton Varsho to me is better than Teoscar Hernandez. Offensively, I'd give it to Teo, but overall, I give it to Dalton Varsho. Luis Robert, that's how you say it. It's not Robert. I feel like he's getting slept on as well because he's simply not on the field often. That's it. But I'm not going to talk about it too in depth. I want you guys to react to it because we will be talking about the full top 100 once all of the lists are out. So if you guys are excited for that, leave a like, subscribe, and that's going to do it. Thank you all so much for watching. Be safe.